Welcome back to the Vichita Rajkumar online classes for the MPHW Medical Health Fitness and Vocational with the Bridge Course online video classes. Today I would like to give some of the important questions in the subject of the zoology for the regular BPC secondary students as well as all the intervocational students in the subject of the anatomy and physiology. For the first year students, all the intervocational students, it may be MPHW or MLT or physiotherapy. Okay, all whoever going to who are in intervocational courses like a medical field vocational courses, this subject also applicable for those people. Okay, I hope this video is maybe helpful for those students. Okay, if you are watching first time, please watch till the end of my video. If you like it, please comment on description box. Okay, and if you can comment and you can subscribe, and you can, when you are subscribing, you have to hit the bell icon also. If you hit the bell icon, you can get the more updated information from me. Okay, so we are moving on to the session. So today I am going to discuss about the unit 3A, that is the musculoskeletal system, but this is the unit third or 3 is applicable for the only zoology students, but like a topic is overall applicable for the intervocational students who are belongs to medical field like a MLT, like a physiotherapy and MPHW students. Only you have to see the topic, not the unit or chapter. It's clear? Okay, musculoskeletal system. So we see one by one without our wasting of time. Okay, this axial skeleton, it comprises 80 bones distributed along the main axis of the body. The skull, vertebral column, sternum and ribs constitute the axial skeleton. Okay, axial skeleton is nothing but it's consisting of the how many bones are there? 80 bones are there. It's distributed along the main axis of the body. The main axis of the body is nothing but the vertebral column, like a spinal cord we can call it. Okay, so at the end of my video I will show the what are the muscles will be there, ligaments will be there, but the vertebral column and thoracic, lumbar, everything I will show at the end of this video. Okay, so this is the 80 bones. The axial skeleton consists of the 80 bones. These bones are distributed along the main axis of the body. Is mainly skull, vertebral column, sternum and ribs constitute the axial system. Though this system, skeleton system, is consisting of the how many 8 bones are there, even though it's distributed the skull and vertebral column, next sternum and ribs. This overall is consisting of the axial skeleton. Next, coming to the skull. So skull also it's composed of 2 sets of bones, that is a cranial and facial bones. So here the mainly 20 bones to all it will be there. Okay, the skull is consisting of the how many sets of the bone? 2 sets of the bones will be there in the skull region. It may be the cranial and facial bones. Over the 22 bones will be there. Okay, first we'll discuss cranium. So cranium is nothing but it's a cranial cavity. In this cavity the brain will be there in safe zone. Okay, how the bone will be like a safe in security will be there, the security will be given by the cranium. So that is the reason here we are calling as a brain box. Okay, cranium cavity will be there. In this cavity the brain will be situated in the safe zone, like a security, it will be, and the security will be given by the cranium. So that is the reason in this box, the cranium box, in this box the brain will be there. So it is also cranium, it is also called as a brain box. Is formed by 8 flattened bones. So there are the frontal bone, parietal bones, temporal bones and occipital bone, sphenoid bone and ethmoid bones. These are all the bones will be there in the cranium area. Okay, if we'll see the frontal bone, frontal is nothing but the front side. Okay, so parietal is nothing but the side by side. Okay, the frontal bones, it forms the forehead. Okay, anterior part of the cranial bone and the roofs of the orbits. Okay, always you have to clear the frontal bones, nothing but it forms the forehead. Okay, you know very well about the where we are having the forehead. Okay, this forehead is the anterior part. Okay, frontal is nothing but the front bone or frontal area or anterior part. Next, parietal is nothing but the side by. They form the major portion of the sides and roof of the cranial cavity. They join the frontal bone by coronal sutures. The sutures will be form the bones. Okay, it's clear. The last one, occiput by lambdate sutures. So lambdate sutures will be, occiput is nothing but the back side, frontal is nothing but the front side. Okay, temporal bones, it forms a lateral, okay, later parts of and floors of the cranium. Temporal, just the temporal bone will be like just keep your hand over the like in Telugu we can say kanti, like here the left side ears will be there, no, just you just keep your mind. I will show you. Okay, this is the frontal bones, this is the parietal, this is this one, this is the parietal. So this is the temporal, this is okay, this ear will be the so below the ear, this, so this is called as a temporal, this is the frontal, this is the parietal, back side of the occipital. Okay, temporal bones that they form the lateral portion parts and floor of the cranium. This is the parietal, this is the parietal, this is the frontal, this is the temporal. So already, so when you are checking the pulse, you just will feel it here, no, like a parietal, so temporal. Okay, next occipital is nothing but the back side, posterior part and most of the base of the cranium. It has a large opening for foramen magnum and medulla oblongata. The process so over the back of the occipital bone is nothing but the back side, frontal bone is the front side, parietal is nothing like a side by side, temporal bone, so this is the temporal bone, this is the parietal, this is the frontal, back side is the occipital bone. It's clear? Okay, next coming to the, if you see the vertebral column is the starting point of the neck. Here will be the neck, how will you have the neck here. So at the end of a starting point of the neck to the till the end of the sacrum, it is the is called as is here, no, like a sac, this is a vertebrum all spinal cord we can call it. Okay, spinal cord are like a spinal cord, vertebral column we can call it. Okay, see here the vertebral column is formed by 28 serially arranged units called vertebrae. So continuously we will having like, see, okay, 28 serials arranged units called vertebrae. Okay. Okay, next one is here the vertebral column is formed by 28 serially arranged units and one by like systematical. There is no gap. The continuation will be this arranged units called vertebrae. Okay, in this vertebrae, like each vertebrae has a central hollow portion, neural canal. So each vertebrae has a, so one by one will be there. Like if you see the, like see, continuation will be there, no. So this continuation units called as vertebrae. Each vertebrae has a central hollow portion, neural canal, through which is the spinal cord passes. Okay, so continuation will be there. The typical vertebra consisting of the body centrum and vertebral neural arch and many processes for the articulation, attachment of muscles and articulated skeleton structures. Okay, and between the bodies of successive vertebra called intervertebral disc. So the continuation is having the consisting of the like a consisting of the centrum and arch and many processes for the articulation. For attachment, he needs some of the arch and like a body centrum. For any attachment, for any articulation, it may need muscles, okay, and structures. So that is the reason the continuation of the articulation and attachment of the muscles, articulated skeleton structures between the bodies of successive vertebrae. Okay, it is called as intervertebral disc. Okay, one gap, not gap, like this will be there, no. Okay, so each one is like this. Okay, this is called as a disc. So continuation, articulation, attachment of the muscles will be there, no, between the each disc. So we can call it as an intervertebral disc. You got it, my point? Disc is nothing but this one vertebral consisting of the attachment for easy attachment, for easy articulation, skeletal structures. He needs some of the bodies of successive vertebrae. It is called as an intervertebral disc. Okay, the vertebral column is differentiated into cervical, thorax, into cervical, next thoracic, next lumbar, next sacral and coccygeal region starting from the skull. Okay, skull is nothing but the like a head. Okay, this is the overall vertebral column is differentiated into different way. So first one is a cervical. How many are there here? Cervical, you got it. So starting point here, the neck, like a neck is there, no. This is cervical. This cervical vertebra, how many are there? Like a 7. Next coming to thoracic, just chest region. So 12 will be there. Next one is a lumbar. Okay, lumbar, just abdominal. So here the lumbar 5 will be there. Next sacral, back side. Okay, one fused, okay, and next one the coccygeal last. So when we will sit, no, it will be helpful. So coccygeal. So overall this will be the intervertebral vertebral column is differentiated in different way, like a cervical 7 will be there, thoracic 12, lumbar 5, sacral 1 and coccygeal 1. So region starting from the skull, it's clear to, this is a very important question for everyone. So we have to draw the vertebral column, how many are there, like a, okay, like intervertebral disc, how many are there, how we can differentiate. So by following this picture we can easily understand easily by drawing this picture. Okay, next one is the cervical vertebrae. The first vertebrae is called the atlas and second one is the axis. Atlas is articulated with the occipital condylus and has an adenoid canal. Axis has a strong adenoid process and fits into odenoid canal of the atlas to facilitate the rotation of the head. So with the help of the atlas and axis only we can easily move head up and down, so back and front also. Okay, so here the atlas is nothing, the first point of it is known as atlas, second one is the axis. Okay, this is the cervical vertebra. Cervical vertebra is the neck of the region area. Next, thorax is nothing but the chest region. Thoracic region consists of the 12 vertebrae. How many vertebrae? Here the cervical vertebra, how many vertebrae is called as? The cervical 7 will be the thoracic 12 vertebrae will be the heads of the ribs, namely the heads of the ribs, it is also known as a capitulum and tuberculum, articulate with the articular facets, we can call it as the facets of the thoracic vertebrae. The heads of the ribs, it is known as the capitulum and tuberculum, articulate with the articular facets of the thoracic vertebrae. Next, lumbar vertebrae. These are the largest and strongest free vertebrae. The lumbar vertebrae, if you see the lumbar vertebrae, where is the lumbar vertebrae? Here will be there, no, the lumbar vertebrae is the largest and strongest free vertebrae. Is the longest and strongest free vertebrae. They provide surface for the attachment of the large back muscles. So when we want to stand for a prolonged time, when we want to sit, it will give the support surface for the attachment of the large back muscles. Next is sacrum. So this is a triangular bone formed by the fusion of the 5 sacral vertebrae. Next one is coccyx. Triangular bone formed by the fusion of our 4 coccygeal vertebrae. So this is the last sacrum and coccygeal. Okay, first one is cervical, second one is thoracic, lumbar, next sacrum and coccygeal. So this is overall called as intervertebral disc, starting to ending attachment of the, it is known as overall, it is called as intervertebral discs. Okay, next, okay, functions. So what is the main functions of the vertebral column? So vertebral column protects the spinal cord in its neural canal. Okay, it will protect the spinal cord in its neural canal. It supports the skull. It serves as a point of attachment for the ribs and musculature of the back. Always it will give the protection as well as support, and will serve as a point of attachment for the ribs. So this is the functions of the vertebral column. Okay, next coming to the bones of the femur bone. So these are bones of the leg. If you see the bones of the leg, we can call it as the femur. So femur is the longest bone. Which is the longest bone in our body? It's known as the femur. So femur bone also excuse me, femur bone we can also call it as a thigh bone and longest bone in our body. So it is how it is formed with the like a tibia and fibula. Formation of the tibia fibula we can call it as it mainly formed by the tibia and fibula. Okay, and tarsalis ankle bones. So ankle bones we can call as a tarsalis. First one is the tibia and 2 bones will be there, tibia and fibula. Okay, tibia first one is a femur, only 1 bone will be there. Okay, first if you see the like a hip bone, okay, from starting from the hip bone to the ankle joint will be, knee joint will be there, no. Okay, this called of only femur, only 1 bone will be there. Next continuation with the tibia and fibula will be there. Next continuation tarsalis. So this is a complete leg. So what are the parts will be there? First one is one leg with the, if you see the bones of the leg, first femur, this is the only one leg, 1 bone will be there, that is a thigh bone. This is called as a femur and longest bone also. Next, okay, next continuous 2 bones will be there, that is the tibia and fibula. Next, this is ending of the ankle bones. So in this metatarsals 5, okay, phalanges bones 14, there are the bones of the legs. So this is overall the bones of the legs. 14 will be there, like a thigh bone, okay, tibia and fibula, tarsalis, metatarsalis, phalanges. This is overall bones of the legs. Okay, and next one is a cup shaped bone called as a patella. Okay, cup shaped bone called as a patella kneecap. So it covers the knee joint vertically. Okay, it will cover the knee joint ventrally. Okay, knee joint, kneecap. Okay, it's clear. So next one, the bones such as the kneecap are formed in the tendons and called as sesamoid bones. Okay, kneecap are formed in tendons and are called as sesamoid bones. Okay, so next one is the pectoral girdle. Pectoral girdle is this is a scapula bone will be there. Pectoral girdle consisting of the two halls and helps in the articulation of the upper limbs with the axial skeleton. Okay, the clavicle. So each of the pectoral girdle consisting of the clavicle. It is also clavicle is known as the collarbone and a scapula. Okay, clavicle, collar, we can also call as a clavicle, and next is scapula. Scapula is the back will be there, that is the scapula. Next clavicle is nothing but the collarbone. Okay, okay, next one is the dorsal flat triangular body of the acromion process has a slightly elevated ridge called the spine, which projects a flat expand process called the acromion process. Okay, this I will show the where how we can locate the clavicle, how we can identify the scapula, how we can identify the acromion process. So overall, actually no need of explanation. This is a first year students, for the second year student, especially like BS nursing, BSc ML and physiotherapy, their degree students, they need more explanation if I compare with the vocational students. But you have to, as a second like a intermediate students, you have to be able to recognize the parts of the structure and all. Okay, okay, I will show you this. So this is one, this is collarbone will be there. This is the collarbone. Okay, so this is the collarbone, this is the scalp. Okay, this is the scapula. Backbone will be then the back side. If you can feel it like this, this is the scapula, this is the collarbone, this is the acromion process. This is the, so when you are giving the IM injections to the hand, we have to keep it like this. Okay, this is the acromion triangular will be there. We have to place over the acromion process here it, and after we have to place the 4 fingers. After 5th finger, we have to give the IM injections to the patients. That is the reason we have to able to identify acromion process. This is in Telugu bhujam is called now. So this is called as a acromion process. When you are giving the IM injection to the patients, we have to place the hand over the acromion process. We have to place the 4 fingers. After 5th finger, we have to give the IM injections to the patients. So this is a clavicle, this is the scapula, this is the acromion process. You got it? Okay, next one is the pelvic girdle. So this pelvic girdle consisting of the two identical walls called as a coxal bones or hip bones. Okay, pelvic girdle is also called as a hip bones. Each coxal bone is formed by the fusion of 3 bones: ilium, ischium, pubis. Okay, I will show you. So this is the ilium, this is the ischium, this is the pubis. You got it? This is the pubis, ilium. Okay, wait. So this is the ilium. Okay, this is the ischium. Okay, this is the pubis. You got it? So this is the ilium. So each hip bone is formed. There are two like 3 partitions. Like first one is a ilium, next one is the ischium, next one is the pubis. At the point of fusion of the above bones is called cavity called as a acetabulum. Okay, acetabulum is, see, you got it? So acetabulum is this is the acetabulum. See, the whole region will be there. No, point of the fusion of the above bones is a cavity called acetabulum. In this femur bone, femur bone, longest femur bone will be this, will be located into the acetabulum only. Okay, which is the thigh bone articulates the 2 walls of the pelvic girdle, meets ventrally to form the pubic symphysis containing fibrous cartilage. So single if you will see the, so this is the one portion will be there. So this is the only one portion. So just wait it. So this is the only one side. If you will see that this one side, this is the one side will be there. Okay, this is the only one side will be there. Okay, this is the only femur, one femur bone, this is the one more femur. So both are separate. It will both will be articulated with the joints. It is known as the symphysis pubis. This is the symphysis pubis. Okay, so this is the This is the symphysis pubis. This is the symphysis pubis. This is a separate one. Is the okay one like a one bone. This is the one separate bone. So both bones will be articulated with the help of the symphysis pubis. This is called both union of the two bones. It is called as a symphysis pubis. You got it? Okay. So next one, the joints are essential for the all types of movements involve the bony parts of the body. Okay. If you'll see the like arranged in bundle called ligaments. Okay. So ligament in if you'll see the just wait it. See here the joints are essential for all types of movements. So joints are essential. So when you want to sit, when we want to stand, when we want to jump, also we need the support of the joints. Okay, joints are essential for the all types of movements involving the bony parts of the body. Bony parts of the body. Okay, like a locomotor movements like a sitting, standing, and everything will be called as a locomotor movements. Are no exception to this. Okay, joints are points of okay. Joints are parts of arranged in bundles called ligaments. Okay, joints are arranged in bundles. It's called as ligaments. This is a layer of synovial capsules formed by areolar and elastic fibers. So it secretes a viscous like a sigmoid fluid which contains hyaluronic acids, phagocytes, etc. It acts as a lubricant for a free movement. So because of this only easily we can walk, we can sit. There is no place. It's easily it give the smoothing for the muscles. Okay. So when we'll reduce these liquids, we may feel the difficulty when you're walking, sitting, or it will may give the like a pressure will be give. So that if you deficiency, if you will lose this fluid, we are unable to sit, we are unable to stand for a long period of time. Okay, so this is the main free lubricants for the free movements of the joints. Like a synovial joints include the ball and socket, hinge joint, pivot joint, gliding joint, okay, condyloid joint, saddle joint. Okay, these are all some of the joints will be there. Okay, ball and socket joint, hip joint. Okay, between the femur and pelvic girdle, these joints will be there. Okay, femur is the longest bone. Okay, femur and pelvic girdle. What are the joints will be there? Ball and socket joint will be there, and one with the shoulder joints also. This ball and socket joint will be there between the humerus and pectoral girdle. The where it will be located, these joints, especially for the hip joint. In the hip joint, these ball and socket joints will be there, and if you like a shoulder joint, in the shoulder joint, in the hip joint also this ball and socket joints will be there. Okay, next hinge joint, elbow joint and knee joint, elbow joint and knee joints. Next pivot joint, Atlanta axial joint, and the joint between ulna and radius also this pivot joint will be there. Next gliding joint, intercarpal joints and intertarsal joints also these joints will be there. Okay, condyloid joints between the carpals and metacarpals joint between capitals, occipital condyles and atlas also these condyloid joints will be there. Saddle joint between the carpal and metacarpal of the thumb. Okay, so when we are where we are having the saddle joint between the carpal and metacarpal of the thumb. Okay, so this is thumb where we are having the thumb. In thumb also we are having the saddle joint, condyloid joint, carpals and metacarpals joint between the occipital condyles and atlas. Okay, so this is the location of the joints will be there. So already like a zoology like second year students I told no. So when you are drawing the, if you will see the practical examination purpose separate these joints we may draw in the practical record book. Okay, so this is a very important questions for the final practicals also. Okay, next coming to disorders of the musculoskeletal system. Okay, myasthenia gravis. So some of the not only anatomy and physiology, some of the disorders. Okay, pathology will be there. Okay, like a disease condition. What are the disorders we may get it in the musculoskeletal system? An autoimmune disorder affecting the neuromuscular junctions leading to the fatigue. Some of the problems will be the like a fatigue, weakness, and paralysis and skeletal muscles. Okay, how it will occur? Acetylcholine receptors on the sacroiliac are blocked by the antibodies. If these receptors may be blocked by the antibodies and anti-immune bodies, it leads to the muscles. It is known as myasthenia gravis. First of all, it will start with the fatigue and weakness and paralysis of the skeletal muscles. So So because actually it will happen by the acetylcholine receptors in the sarcolemma are blocked by the antibodies. Okay, the antibodies will be blocked the acetylcholine and receptors. Okay, next muscular dystrophy. Okay, next progressive degeneration, wasting of the skeletal muscle due to the certain genetic disorders. Okay, wasting, okay, losing and distracting. Okay, wasting of the skeletal muscle. So how it will wasting due to the certain genetic disorders. Somehow it may be having the history or it may be genes factors. So genetic disorders such as Duchenne muscular. Okay, or no, some people may have the nutritional disorders like a genetic disorders. They may have it like a muscular dystrophy. Here the progressive degeneration, wasting of the skeletal muscle. It is also known as a Duchenne muscular dystrophy, DMD. Next one is tetany. Okay, so tetany mainly is occurred by the muscle spasm in the muscles, a state of prolonged contraction of the muscles. Okay, prolonged contractions of the muscles caused by the low blood calcium levels arising from vitamin D deficiency or underactive parathyroid glands, resulting in tetany. So there are three conditions. There are three main reasons will be there. There are three reasons only they may get the tetany. Okay, first one is a low blood calcium levels, and second one is a vitamin D deficiency. First one is a low calcium levels in the blood, and second one is a vitamin D deficiency, and third one is underactive parathyroid glands, resulting in the tetany in the patients. Okay, next arthritis. Itis is nothing but the inflammation. Arth is nothing but the joints. Okay, here the arthritis is nothing but the inflammation of the joints. Okay, next osteoporosis, age related disorder characterized by the decreased bone mass, loss of calcium due to reabsorption. Okay, due to the like age factors, the calcium is unable to reabsorb again, so that is the reason it may be the loss of calcium. Okay, so due to the deficiency of the calcium, the bone may not reabsorb again, so that is the reason loss of calcium due to reabsorption, whereby chances of fractures increase. So if the deficiency of the calcium, what will happen? They are facing difficulty when walking, sitting, unable to walk. So automatically what will happen? Easily chances to get the fractures may increase. Okay, decreased level of estrogen in a common cause, especially in post menopause women. Okay, menopause is a complete cessation of the menses. Menopause starting, it's called as a menarche, ending complete cessation, complete stopping of the menses, it is called as a menopause. So when the mother will get the post menopause, so she may have the osteoporosis because it may decrease the estrogen levels in the blood. So that is the reason osteoporosis may be one of the reason is the deficiency of the calcium, and one of the decrease the estrogen levels in the blood. So the two conditions will be there in the getting the osteoporosis. Next one is the gout, inflammation of the joints due to the accumulation of the uric acid crystals. Okay, so when we will see the urine examinations, easily we can find out the uric acid levels crystals. Okay, so due to the uric acid accumulation, so due to that they may have the inflammation of the joints due to that. So the gout is nothing but unable to, they will bend in front, unable to walk, unable to sit, complete the portion, the physical structure will be alternate completely. Okay, they will bend forward and they will walk. Okay, this is the some of the disorders of the musculoskeletal system. Okay, and one more I want to give the some of the 2 marks questions, we may go through this. Okay, not all this one. Okay, just coccyx means water, clavicle means water, corycycle, coxal bones. Okay, diathoracis, freely movable joints of vertebral, most of these are synovial joints. Okay, fatigue means what? Foramen magnum is what? Foramen magnum is nothing but opening at the back of the vertebrate skull. Okay, foramen magnum is the opening at the back of the vertebrate skull. Middle oblong, it passes out through this foramen and joins the spinal cord. Okay, foramen magnum is important, fatigue is important. Okay, and one more is a next ligaments, connective tissue joining the connective tissue joining one bone to another bone, it's the ligaments. Okay, we have to know about the ligaments. Ligaments means it will connecting the connective tissue joining one bone to another bone. Okay, it is known as ligaments. Lumbar vertebrae, bones of the lower back region. Lumbar vertebrae is nothing but the lower back region, lacking rib attachments and situated between the thoracic and sacral vertebrae. Manubrium, the first upper bone of the sternum. Manubrium is nothing but the first upper bone of the sternum, starting point of the bone of the sternum. Motor and plate, depression of the sacroiliac on which the tips of the motor accent terminal. This is not that much. Okay. Okay, state of portion contraction of the muscle. These are all some of the 2 marks important questions. Not important questions, you have to go through this terminology. So if you know the terminology easily, when you are reading the question and answer easily, you can understand easy by knowing this terminology. That is the reason only I provide this content for our people. Okay, I want to show the some of the like muscles and some of the pictures. Okay, continuation of this class. Okay, this is the overall. If you see the skeleton muscle, okay, skeleton muscle, this is the overall will be the frontal bones, frontal, temporal, okay, zygomatic bone, okay, maxilla, mandible, occipital means back side, no, cervical vertebral, seventh cervical bone, manubrium is nothing the starting part of the sternum, body of the sternum, scapula back side I told, no, okay, xiphoid sternum, okay, ending point. Okay, manubriums, this is the manubrium. Okay, clavicle. Okay, clavicle, we can call here the clavicle also. Now clavicle, another name is the collarbone. Okay, this is the humerus. Okay, no. Okay, this is shoulder joint. This is the shoulder joint. So, shoulder joint is formed by this only humor bone will be there. Okay, this is the okay, so radius and ulna will be there. Okay, carpus, metacarpus will be there. Okay, this is the clavicle, this is the clavicle, this is the humerus, this is the shoulder joint, this is the elbow joint, this is the first one is the radius, big one is the ulna, now the radius. Okay, metacarpals and metacarpals will be the first one is the carpals, second continuation metacarpal. First in wrist joint, this is the shoulder joint, this is the elbow joint, this is the wrist joint. Okay, this is the shoulder joint, this is the elbow joint, this is the wrist joint. You got it? Okay. Okay, next one the manubrium. So this is the manubrium is the starting upper part of the sternum is the manubrium. This is the body of the sternum. Next one is the symphoid. This is the symphoid. This is the thoracic vertebrae. This is the lumbar vertebrae. This is the sacrum. This is the coccyx. This one. Ischium, pubis like this. Next scapula. This is the scapula. This is the scapula. Next this is the okay, sternum will be there like this. Okay. Okay, next, got it? Okay. Okay, next femur bone. So this is the longest. Okay, this is the pelvic joint. This patella, cup shape will be there. This is called the knee joint, and patella will be there. This is the tibia and fibula. Two bones will be there. First, this is the in our body longest bone is the femur bone. This is the femur bone. Okay, this is shoulder joint, elbow joint. This is the shoulder joint. This is the pelvic joint. This is the pelvic joint. This is the shoulder joint. Okay. Wait. Okay, first starting pelvic joint. Okay, or hip joint. Two names will be pelvic joint or hip joint. In this femur bone, longest bone will be there. This is the knee joint. This is the ankle joint. This is the knee joint. This is the ankle joint. This is the tarsals. Starting from the tarsus. Next one the metatarsus and phalanges. Three partitions will be there in the knee joint also. Sorry, in the ankle joint. In ankle joint, three portions will be there. First one is the tarsus. Middle one is the metatarsus. Last one is the phalanges. Okay. And next patella, in patella this is kneecap will be there. Both articulations with the help of the like femur bone and tibia and fibula. One will be there in the articulation attachment. Then patella, tibia and fibula will be there. Okay, it's clear. Okay. Okay, if you'll see the like just wait. Okay, in this list of 206 in our body, how many bones are there? 206 bones will be there. Cranium 8 bones. Okay, face 14 plus 1 hyoid bone. Thoracic bones, upper limb, lower limb, spine, ear bones. Overall 206 bones will be there. In cranium also overall like a frontal bone 1, parietal bones 2, temporal, occipital, sphenoid. So nasal bones. Okay, zygomatic lacrimal bones will be there, like upper limb. Okay, like inferior vomer bone, 15 bones, maxilla, mandible, thoracic bones, upper limb bones, overall 32. Okay, wrist bones and lower row. So overall 206 bones will be. If you want, you can go through this pic. Next continuation. Okay, we'll see that this is the like a femur bone. Okay, anterior left and posterior wall of the right femur. This is the longest bone in our body. Femur. If you see the femur, starting it's called as a greater trochanter. Okay, and head, neck, lesser trochanter, and below the this one lesser trochanter. Okay, line shaft will be there. In middle part it's called as shaft, and linea aspera, abductor tubercle, patellar surface. Means it will attach to the patella. That is the reason we are calling it the patellar surface, medial condyle, lateral condyle. Okay, this is the overall just femur, anterior and posterior walls of the femur, right femur. Okay, next one is the like a bones of the feet. The framework of the feet consisting of the foot, tarsus, metatarsus, and phalanges. Okay, medial and lateral series. Okay, just next one is the skull. This is the parts of the skull. Okay, this is a parietal, frontal. So starting forehead will be this is a frontal bones. Next parietal bones, ethmoid, lacrimal, interorbital foramen. Okay, coronal sutures will be the sutures are nothing but like a zigzag manner will be there. No, we can call as that one. So with the help of the suture, it will divide the bones of the skull. Okay, sphenoid bones, temporal bone, zygomatic nasal bones, and nasal bones, nasal septum, deviation of the two nostrils, mandible, jaw. Mandible is also called as a jaw. Okay, symphysis, mental foramen. Okay, this is skull, parts of the skull. Okay, in this also if the those of the clavicularia and brain box, because skull cranium it is also called as a brain box or a calvaria. Okay, frontal, parietal, temporal, ethmoid, sphenoid, occipital. Okay, to maxilla, zygomatic, nasal, lacrimal, palatine, inferior turbinate, vomer, mandible. So this is overall where we have to dislocate this by following this picture easily we can able to identify the diagrams. Okay, able to identify the parts of the diagram. It's clear. Okay, next one side by skull lateral view. The coronal sutures will be there like a frontal bone. This is oral frontal bone, lambdoid sutures. Back side of the sutures called as a lambdoid sutures. Okay, parietal bone. This is a parietal bone, frontal bone, coronal sutures, sphenoid, zygomatic, infraorbital, maxilla, body of mandible, foramen oval, ramus, side by. Okay, cheek. It's clear. These are all the. Okay, if we'll see the okay mandible. So this like this will be there in the mandible. A coronoid process, head, neck, condyle process, ramus, body. Just a side, one side, any side of the, but this is the left half of the like a mandible. Okay, next one is the mandible inner view of the left half, head inner side, head, neck, condylar process, mandibular foramen for inferior alveolar nerve. Okay, this all will be there. Okay, next one is the fetal skull from above, like this. The sutures easily we can identify the parietal bones, anterior fontanella. Okay, the scalp we can call it as anterior fontanella. The delivery of the baby, the mother grandmas they will use to apply the oils over the anterior fontanella during the 18 months only it will ready to close this anterior frontal. So it will be only we can see after delivery of the baby, it may be like a few months, okay, 8 months or 9 months after that it will be closed. So anterior frenula, it will gap of the bones, okay. So start front we can call as anterior frenula, back also we can call that is a posterior frontanella. Anterior frontanella, posterior frontanella is very very important questions, bones, parietal, everything. Okay, here will be there like posterior frontal line situated at the area of the junction between the sagittal and lambdoid sutures, okay. So parietal, lambdoid sutures and everything here. So this is a cervical. Once again I want to show you this one, cervical, thoracic, lumbar. This intervertebral disc will be the continuation of the articulation and attachment of the lumbar, sacrum, coccyx. This is the overall vertebral column. Three main curves in the vertebral column are developed from in the spine of an infant with the assumption of walking and erectum position, okay. Okay, so it will give with the help of this vertebral column only, it will give the like central part of the skeleton which supports the head and encloses the spinal cord, okay. Great strength within the moderate degree of mobility will be there, okay. Movement with the help of this vertebral column we will have the mobility, movement, okay, supporting, strengthening, and okay. So the vertebral column is made up of 33 vertebrae which are grouped from above downwards as follows, okay. So 33 vertebrae, the overall vertebral column is made up of 33 vertebrae which are grouped like from above downward as follows, okay. 7 cervical, thoracic, lumbar, sacral, coccygeal, okay. This is overall, you have to keep it in mind, this is very very important. So, cranium, vertebral column, ribs and sternum constitute axial skeleton. The bones of the limbs and limb girdles and make up the appendicular skeleton, okay. Two will be there, like one is a axial skeleton, second one is the appendicular skeleton. In appendicular skeleton, what are the bones will be there, like limbs, limb girdles, okay. Limb and limb girdles makes the appendicular skeleton. So here the like a structure, following structures are only available with various vertebrae like a structure. Oral pharynx, where it will located, axis vertebrae, okay. Opening of the larynx, fourth cervical vertebra. Bifurcation of carotid artery, third cervical vertebra. Upper margin of sternum, second thoracic vertebra. Bifurcation of trachea, heart, fourth thoracic vertebra, and sixth, seventh, eighth thoracic vertebrate. Kidneys, 12th thoracic and first and second lumbar vertebrate. Pancreas, first and second lumbar vertebrate. Bifurcation of aorta, fourth lumbar vertebrate. So this is the structure, parts of the structure and where it will be located, okay. Okay, next skeleton of the thorax, the manubrium of the sternum. Manubrium is nothing but the upper portion of the sternum, starting portion of the sternum. It can call as a manubrium sterni or sternum, okay. In the middle part of the body of the sternum, and last one is xiphoid process ending portion, okay. Spinal column, okay. Sternum, these are the 1 2 3 4 5 ribs continuation, like a, if you see like this, this is the 1, this is the 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 will be there, no, okay. So overall 12 ribs will be there, okay. So here the joints or articulations, if we see the like a, with the help of the X-ray, how we can identify the X-ray of the wrist and joint hand, like this will be there. If you see the on X-ray like this, okay. Capital styloid process or of radius, okay. Fifth metacarpal phalanges, first metacarpal sesamoid bone, okay. This is the, okay. This is the like X-ray of the pelvic girdle, hip joint or pelvic joint, hip girdle, like this will be there, like a ilium, like this we can imagine, we can observe with the help of the X-ray. Ilium like this will be there, acetabulum, hollow mark will be there, it will attach to the femur bone. Spina of ischium, like ischium, arpitator foramen, pubis, symphysis pubis, small trochanter, neck of the femur, great trochanter, head of the femur, sacrum, like this will be there. The parts of the in X-ray, the parts will be like this. Next one is the articulations, femur bone, lateral condyle, like this will be the femur, X-ray of the knee joint. Okay, like this will be there. Femur, palpebral surface, condylar of femur, head of the fibula, patella, tuberosity of the, like this will be there. Ankle joint, like this, X-ray of the ankle joint, like a fibula, tibia is the little bit like a big in size comparing to the fibula. Okay, these muscles will be there. Okay, this is principles groups of muscles here. If you'll see the muscles of the like a, if you'll see muscles, this. Okay, frontalis, this like a shading will be there. No, the shading is nothing but the muscles, deltoid muscles. So when you want to give the injections to the right, we have to give the injections to the deltoid muscles. So this is the important one. So this is the deltoid muscle. Okay, acromion process, we have to place the fingers over the acromion process. After fifth finger, we have to give the injections to the patients. Okay, this is the, if you see the muscles of the scalp, in the scalp accipiter frontalis muscles will be there, ear and ear. The muscles of the facial expressions, orbicularis, oculi, muscles of the mastication. Okay, temple muscles. Next one is the muscles of the neck, superficial muscles, there is the platysma and sesamoid, stenomastoid and masseter muscles. This is just to imagine the muscle, no need that much in depth. Okay, okay, this is the muscles of the front of the thorax and anterior abdominal wall, like this here. The muscles will be there, like a shading will be there, like the shading is known as the muscles. Okay, stenomastoid, coracoid processes, the pectoris minor, serratus anterior. This is the muscles of the chest as well as the abdominal wall. Okay, next one is the here. The if you see the some of the given some of the muscles names, opening the hiatus. Okay, muscles of the anterior abdominal wall, rectus abdominis, phrenic nerve muscles. Okay, muscles of the back, levator any muscles, erector spinae muscles, upper ones extend the lower ones including the erector spinae straighten the spine. Okay, and the most important of these muscles is the levator any muscles. It will the sheet extend across the outlet of the pelvis. Okay, this is the muscles of the back, back portion of the muscles. So here the one of the important point I want to share with you. So this is, you got it now, gluteus maximus muscle is the buttocks region. So when you want to give the injection to the thigh region, we have to divide the four portions of the buttocks. In that gluteus maximus muscle will be there. In that we have to give the injections to the patients at the thigh region, not thigh, buttocks region. Okay, in buttocks region, what is the muscle will be there? Gluteus maximus muscle. Only you have to keep it in mind. This is the muscle. Okay. Next one is the, so this is some of the muscles, diagram of the muscles of the female pelvic floor. Okay, ala of sacrum will these are parts, this levator any muscles. Okay, piriformis muscles, coccygeus muscles will be there. Okay, next this muscles of the front of the thigh. This is the pelvic floor, female pelvic floor muscles. This is the front of the thigh muscles. Muscles of the buttock. So here the muscles of the buttock, gluteus maximus is the most superficial and largest of this group. Okay, largest muscle in our body is the gluteus maximus. This is also important question. Okay, gluteus maximus is the most superficial and largest muscle in our body is the gluteus maximus muscle. It arises from the ilium and is inserted in the gluteal tuberosity of the femur and the intertubular tract. Gluteus maximus and the gluteal minimus arise from the ilium and inserted into the greater trochanter of the femur. Okay, it's mainly extended and abducted the thigh. gluteus maximus muscle. This is the gluteus maximus muscle. Okay. Okay, next one is the this is just muscles of the front of the leg, like this will be there. Just biceps femoris, semi-membranous and semi-tendinous muscles will be there. Okay, it's not that much important, but you have to, for just idea purpose I have given this pic. Okay, muscles of the like anterior group. Okay, this is the okay back of the neck, just biceps muscle, semi-tendinous muscle, semi-membranous popliteal artery will be there in this artery is there, no, that is a popliteal artery. So this is also one of the indication here. I want the this popliteal muscle only when you are checking the pulse we can feel it over here, popliteal artery. Okay, so that is the reason I want to give this popliteal artery where so when you want to check the pulse over the popliteal artery we have to feel it like this. So here the popliteal artery will be there. Okay, that is the reason we will get the pulse. Okay, this is the legs. Okay, upper surface, tarsus. This is the ankle region, knee, ankle region. In the ankle region, first one is the tarsus, next one is the metatarsus, and last one the phalanges will be there. This is the okay joints and parts of the ankle joint region. Okay, this is spinal cord already I have given. Again, if you want, you can go to this one: cervical, convex, thoracic. Okay, lumbar. Okay, this is the human body. Femur bone. The femur bone is the longest, strongest bone in our femur bone. This is the pelvic bone, hip bone. Okay, sacroiliac joint. This is the sacroiliac joint. Joints also will be there: acetabulum, in ischial tuberosity, ilium, ischium, and pubis. Okay, so once again, this is very very important for the students. This is the ilium. This is the ilium. Okay, this is the so just ischium,